Alrighty, doing a little work stuff today and had some time in between, and there's a little project I wanted to do. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Cleggs Adventures. He'd done this before and honestly made me a little jealous. He's got a nice little tool he invented called the Sifter, and down the road we're going to get a sand flea rake and give that a try. It's a pretty good tool for sifting in the sand, but in the meantime I was gonna make my own little scooper sifter. We got a little rake. When we get home, we're gonna take a little hardware cloth and wrap around it, make us our own little scooper sifter and see how it does down at the beach. A big shout out to Cleggs Adventures. Look him up. Look up Scooper Sifter. It's a pretty fun video. And we'll see you once we get building. All right, I got the materials I'm gonna use. We got zip ties to zip stuff together. Got the garden rake here I'm going to use, and then we got this hardware cloth, what they call it, and it's 1/4 inch squares. I think it's galvanized metal, I'm not sure, but we're going to kind of make like almost a net. It's the shape of this part of the rake there, and then kind of bottom it off and zip tie everything together. And since it's the same diameter as the holes that we've sifted with our old sifters, I'm hoping it will kind of work the same way. So we'll start getting it put together and we'll see how it comes out. So you see me sitting here tinkering on it. What I did was in the front, I strapped it down secure, and then I started to fold it around and had it meet up here, and there's a seam in the back. Let me try to turn it around. Oh, don't take out my roof. There's a seam in the back right here, and I'm gonna zip tie up that, and then I folded the bottom together, so it's kind of cone shaped at the bottom. I will do some zip tying on the edges and maybe some down there, and then we'll cut them off and you'll get a general idea of what it looked like. I mean, you already do now. I just need to go to the store and get more zip ties because I kind of ran out. I've got some of the big ones left, but these are all little ones and they're not going to last long. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a big bag of the bigger zip ties. They're a little bit more durable. And off camera we're going to run it around here and this seam back here, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, hold it up here. We got it done. Got all the zip ties on it finally. I don't know how to do. I kind of want to bend it because the mouth sticks up a little bit, kind of bend the head of it, but we'll see how it does as is. Put a bunch through there, and then I had to do a whole seam on the backside. It kind of makes like a little metal net, and we're going to take it with us today and we're going to see how it does. All right, before we try Scooper Sifter out, we're going to do us a little surface hunting. Like I said, the water's down a lot more than when we're normally in here. We got some places we can just kind of walk around and look that we don't normally get the chance to. So we'll let you know if we find anything doing that. Little pieces of flint. Just laying out. I got something I think's a little better up here. Not sure yet. This looks like a little Madison or Fort Ancient. Yep. All right, we're on the board already. We hadn't even really looked around that much yet, so maybe we'll wash this off in a minute and get some of it in the Scooper Sifter. There's a lot of flint in here, so we'll see. Put out, Douglas. No, come here.
I do.
Yep, show me that. We gotta do a compare contrast. There's mine, And not even 10 seconds later, Douglas pulled up, bub. Oh yeah. That is a nice one there. All right. I told Bub if he found anything good today, I'd let him get Farming Simulator off the Xbox.
Blue shell.
Yeah. So here we go. Bub got him a game and we're on the board again. Well, I got this Sifter rake out, and I can tell you right now, it's going to need modified where that lip comes up. But we're going to try to get it filled up and see if we can't find anything good in it. Well, I'll build it backwards. I really don't want to use the teeth, so I might have to angle grind them off. But the angle it is, the way I did it, basically, this metal bag needs to be on that side, which isn't too bad. I've got it formed, so all I have to really do is just take off the zip ties that's on the top, and pretty much everything else is going to stay the same. So we'll do what we can with it today, but then we're going to fix it up and bring it back out another day. I'm going to try to get 2-3 sifts in it before I just break out the old regular sifter. So trial and error. We learn, we improvise, and we come back better. So we'll see what we can find. All right, I got a sift here. It's kind of awkward. The sand comes out of it fast. The only problem is the mud stays in it. All right, that ain't bad. It's a lot more coverage. We'll dump it out and see what we can find in it. All right, we got a couple pieces of flint out of that. One's real jagged and weird looking. But we haven't got too much out of the Sifter rake quite yet. We're gonna go ahead and retire it today. Go with the old school method. And we'll work on that sifter and fix it so we can do something with it later. Actually turn the net around on it and use the teeth. So I don't know what this is. I thought it was a groove in a rock. Some type of hammer. I don't know that it's anything, but it's neat. Take it home, put it in the what if pile. Right there kind of look like a little blade. Looks like it's been worked on. We'll put it up here. There's a few things in here. I saw what looked like a busted tip right in here. You see it, say something. We'll eventually find it, but I fell backwards off this rock and lost sight of it. So we're gonna stay here a minute and see if we can't find it. All right, I finally found it. It got covered up. It is the bottom to like a stemmed point, maybe. Yeah, that's pretty good. We didn't find too much sifting today, so we resorted back to normal surface hunting before we get out of here. So we're gonna keep looking around. Douglas found a little stone with a line in it. I don't know what that is. We'll go keep looking. All right, what you got, Bub? All right, Bub found a nice tip here. Try to get it in the video better. It's a good one. Throw it over in the boat. Keep looking. We're gonna splash some water up in here and take a few more looks. I might do 1 or 2 more sifts for a guy here. I haven't sifted a lot, but it's just I've been tired today and it hasn't yielded a lot of results, but we'll see. That's a female bald eagle there. Might be the same one we saw last time. All right, we got everything that we found. A couple pieces of pottery. There's more pottery in here somewhere, but I haven't hunted it out yet. We'll find it later. Did have one I was kind of what iffy on. Almost looked like they were going to try to knock it out and make something out of it, but that's just flakes and what ifs. Some of this is too. I think those two are like that one. I think was a bust up scraper. It looked real worked on that end down there, but possible scrapers, a couple concretions. I don't think they were used. If you look inside, I have one that's really smooth inside. It seems like it might have been used as a paint bowl. People kind of laugh at that notion, but it's not unheard of. Look inside them. If they're smoothed down like faceted hematite is, so you can see this is all just natural. Just the wear and the dimples and everything of a natural rock. But you'll find these sometimes, they'll be super smooth inside and really uniform. And they'll have a shine on the outside sometimes too. And that's signs of human use and wear. So sometimes you could find these and actually were used. These ones were too little, but I like the concretions, so I always bring them home. We found this really beautiful piece of flint. It's got brown at the top, not so flinty, that rock, more of a concretion. And it's got these yellow stripes through the black. That's probably one of the neatest pieces of flint I've ever found in my life. Probably the biggest piece of pottery we found in that site to date. We found some bigger ones over in our old bread and butter spot, but that one's a pretty good piece too. Douglas pointed something out. I picked this up just because it kind of looked like an axe, but I didn't think it was, but he thinks it is. It seems like maybe they started, see how almost triangular to a point it is on that side? Almost like they started an axe, never got to finish it. I don't know if that's man-made or if that's natural. I didn't notice that side had come to a point though. So I'm not sure. Maybe the makings, like the beginnings of a full grooved axe, and they never got to finish it. Right now it's just a what if. You can let me know what you think in the comments. If you think it's one and you have good knowledge as to why, leave it in the comments, let us know. And there's that one for reference. So it'll be a neat story. But here's the points we found. We got this big old stem. That would have been a nice one if it was whole. Couple triangles. There's one there. I think it's one of those bigger triangles busted off. And in the find of the night, Douglas found that laying out on the beach, that bad boy there. He thought it might have been war. I think it's just broke off. It's kind of jagged there. I don't know. It still seems pretty uniform. It's like that side got busted off at the base and that side notch. So that was a pretty good day on the river. That's everything we found. Shout out to Donnie Miller and his son. They found a pretty nice point, and like a lost lake. There's a neat story to it. They were looking at the beach adjacent to where we were, and they found the lost lake, but when they found it, it was split in half and it had been put back together with some glue. So I thought that was pretty cool. They were kind enough to show it to me. Shout out to them. Appreciate that, and thanks for everybody watching. We'll see you next time.